Hello, viewers. I'm SB, and welcome back to Darwin's Journey here on Board Game Arena, where, unfortunately, a little bit of annoying news. Each difficulty level of Alfred is assigned a separate color by the game rules. So we have moved up to Alfred 3, which is the yellow Alfred. And Board Game Arena has decided for this game to assign us the color blue, meaning that we are exactly the reverse of the colors that we have been up to this point in the series. So I apologize for any confusion that may cause. It will probably get me at some point during the game. Just an unfortunate artifact of the way BGA selects colors for players, and also the very limited number of colors available in the game. Anyway, today we're playing blue. And we're playing against this new and more difficult Alfred. So looking at the player board, the couple of things I noticed right away that seem like they're pretty important differences. The third tent on Alfred's track gives +1 book modifier, or +1 book multiplier rather. So we no longer have a theoretical book ceiling that is higher than the bots. And it usually gets 3 tents down. So I think we're going to see this a lot. Running out the second stamp stack also causes it to place an explorer ahead of its ship. I feel like the bot plays out all of its stamps every game, right? We see that a lot. So I'm expecting this will happen. I'm actually really curious to see how it affects things, because I think there's a possibility that it will run the second stamp out, the second stack out before the ship crosses the -3 line here, in which case they'll just put their guy down here, like probably a couple of actions earlier than they normally would. That's no big deal. But there's also a possibility that they'll like cross this line and very shortly after gain the new explorer, in which case it would go on the final island, which has the twin effects that they'll probably explore way more of the final island than usual, and also that they won't explore the middle island very much at all. I'm really curious to see how that shakes things up. Aside from that, it all looks fairly similar here. And we're starting with Boot for the first reward here. Ooh, boy, level 5 on this card is 12 points. That's pretty harsh. And stamps and points and points and stamps and... Wow, okay. These cards might be different for different difficulty levels as well, because this feels a lot scarier than the sets of rewards that we've been seeing. I'm a little I'm a little concerned. Okay, it is what it is. This is the situation. So let's have a look here at the other random aspects of the game, actually, before we go digging into our crew cards. Correspondence. There is no money from correspondence this game. There are 2 different correspondence spaces that allow for explorer movement, which is interesting. And we have to remember that with Alfred's rules, Alfred getting first on this first envelope is like devastating, because he will always get the benefit of both of the spaces. Move 2 is like a really, really efficient action for Alfred. So we're probably going to want to make sure that we're managing this as best we can. Then points and, green and blue movement. Those are both cool. I do like this bottom one especially. In terms of the map board stuff, blue seals are the first scoring objective. This is finished objective tiles, right? Yeah, okay. Each achieved objective. And then birds, and then tents, and then reptiles. Okay. It looks like a lot of the 3 of the birds are out on the islands, and also reptiles at the beginning of each island. Interesting. All right, reptiles at the beginning of each island I think goes in an interesting way with the fact that there's a relatively achievable place an explorer onto an island action here. Like, it's going to be very easy for us to take 2 steps and then just hit this and take 2 steps again. Although if we want to get to the bird, yeah, there's reason to keep moving up here. It's important to remember that we can move any one of our explorers when we take green movement, but Alfred will always move his rightmost explorer. So that may leave some pockets where he's like done moving his guys forward, but we can benefit from going back. And then the other action that's available early is temporary knowledge tokens into coins. Place a personal lens without paying the cost is kind of cool. And also it's on one of our crew cards. The only one that lets us start with a blue seal, worth noting, since that is the first turn scoring thing. The first turn Beagle objective. So I don't necessarily love this crew card, but I do think that starting with a red seal is really valuable. I think that last game, the last two games, I think like a lot of the difference for me felt like it was down to our crew being trained. Although there's something to be said for like, there's a difference between six like normal colored in seals and a person who has 5 or 6 seals and 2 of them are purple, right? Which is not a thing we can replicate this game. We have no income. We have no money. Just place a tent onto any empty tent location is actually pretty rad. There's a lot of high value tents. Okay, I think I like this quite a lot, and also, like I say, we probably want decent access to the yellow action. Might take this guy just because red is good. It is really nice to be able to build up to that. It's like the double red. Honestly, I think the red action is probably the one where it makes the most difference which level of it you're playing in general. And then the blue one, so we have a blue seal early. This doesn't give us any green right away, but we can pick up green on our first seal buying action, like build toward that. And if we want to take this action, we're looking at blue, blue, yellow. So actually, maybe it makes more sense to acquire some blue first. So we're building toward this, which we think will be good, and then also we're acquiring victory points for this. For that first beagle objective. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna go for it. I'm so torn between this, or like between, probably this guy is the one I would drop. This guy for one of the greens. Because like I do think gain an objective tile, win an objective tile is really powerful. As is move 2 spaces. And we do have a red seal at the beginning. The problem is it's very difficult to build into being able to play the double red action if this is your only starting red seal. Yeah, alright, so we're sticking with these then. Let's see what our starting objectives are. Okay, we're planning on probably taking double blue, and honestly, double blue and 1 tent down is like very easy to accomplish. And then empty a stack and get a reptile is also, in the current objective set, pretty easy to accomplish. I like those starting objectives a whole bunch, actually. Alright, Alfred's gonna start by placing a seal, okay, or a lens, rather. Doing some stuff, getting a reptile. It's a shame. So, we probably want to take this red action right now, that is my feeling. Let's just go ahead and nail that. And I think it is just blue seal onto here, right? Yeah, I think I'm okay with that. Okay, Alfred's going to take the lens space, and yeah, off to the races. Really good deliver available now. I am not overjoyed. This is bad. So... do we want to try to pursue on that island at all? Because the thing is, right now, we could play temporary knowledge token plus our double blue employee down here and just drop onto one of the future islands. You get to choose, and it might seem compelling to take the bottom island or the furthest out island first, but actually this one, it's important to note that this one does not have any money on it, and there's a bunch of money gains in the early half of this island, so I would really be more inclined to put down on the second island early. I kind of think I want to do that, actually. And then we can maybe use this one to just take a couple steps forward on that island, claim a reptile of our own. Or stamps. We don't have the money to do both, right? I would love to get a tent down, because honestly, like really, really early in the game, getting a gold objective solved into the placement penalties location, I think it pays off like really huge. Gosh, we have so much stuff I want to do. It's actually really, really challenging to know what makes sense. The thing is, we don't have to play this, and I'm wondering if I actually think it would be worth it in the early game. Maybe we don't. I think I'm gonna want that yellow action. I'm looking at this and wondering if we do put stamps here, though. Because if I put stamps here, then, or if I put stamps on the bottom one, that compels Alfred to put stamps there as well, right? If I remember Alfred's stamp placing rules right, he likes to be the topmost envelope. Yeah, first priority is the topmost envelope, where by placing stamps, Alfred takes stamp majority away from the player. So here, if he gets the opportunity to play 2 stamps, he would place his 2 stamps here as well, so that we're no longer in the lead. Well, not solo in the lead, right? And then the 1 step gets us a bunch of money on either island, no matter how we process it. I think I'm gonna do that. But we have to talk about sequencing, right? Right now, this action costs money already. This one doesn't currently cost money. Yeah, all right. Talked myself into it. Let's go ahead and spend our thing. I am gonna put it down here. Alfred's going to play blue. Okay. Doesn't affect us too terribly. He is really set up to deliver now. Then we have 4 money. So if we take one of these actions, we're going to leave ourselves with 1 coin. We have no ability to deliver. So the next thing we do will have to be a money-making action. This is not a great objective. And honestly, it might be a minute before we have it fulfilled. I might just take 3 coins. I don't love that, but what are we gonna do with the other guy, right? I could have set this up differently. So there's a version of this turn where we use the purple seal to take this action, putting a green seal on our red seal worker so that we can play this with the temporary token, generating a bunch of money. And looking more at the board now, I'm wondering if that was maybe not the right play. All right, I'm gonna commit to this. I think this is an important thing to do. Are we boat movement or boot movement on this action? In either case, what I'm really hoping to do is place some tents, right? And I do think the boat tents are a little bit more compelling than the boot tents that we have ahead of us. Really want to try to get at least a couple of objectives down. So if I were to make 2 boat movement with our stamps, I think this game I am going to take them from here first. And like I said, we're going to put them on the bottom. Yeah. This will be Alfred's last worker. Okay, and he does his delivery, which is not great for us because it's like a phenomenally good action. But it does mean that he doesn't even challenge us. He gets no correspondence rewards, and we get this totally unchallenged, which is rad. And then like a fossil and a bird. I honestly don't see us completing it. So I think this worker is in fact just going to 3 money. Feels pretty weak, if I'm honest. Okay, 1 boot is definitely get 5 money. And 1 boat is the mandatory. I mean, it effectively gains us a point. It's cool. And we have a stamp there waiting for next turn, which is also cool. We managed to pull 8 points already. That's something. It's not exactly momentum, but it's something. Wow, look at all those blue seals. Okay. Alfred is doing boat stuff this game, this turn. So, with 9 money, we're in position to be a little bit more aggressive. And I'm definitely thinking about placing a lens here. Putting a second red on our red guy with the 0, the normal cost one, to enable the playment of playing of this action. I tried to conjugate a word that doesn't conjugate like that. And then I don't know what with the other thing, but I think I like that a lot as a start. So we probably use the gold. The purple employee can do anything the yellow one can do. And I don't think I'm planning to expand the yellow one's seals right now. So I think we're going to use the yellow one for this. And yeah, let's definitely establish some seals. So, red seal here, pretty good. And then I kind of want to put the yellow seal down, not the blue one. Right, it's going to be a while before triple blue could possibly matter. Yellow seal down lets me potentially take this action again if I want to, although I don't know that it matters. But the other thing I'm thinking is just like, there's so many blue seals. I'm not worried about finishing out our blues. I guess there's no particular reason. Well, there is a particular reason to care about a yellow seal, which is that this objective is probably pretty doable. Yeah, okay, I'm going to do this even though it does end up costing stuff in the end. It's nice to take discounts and get free actions, but that's not always where we end up. Okay, Alfred would have lensed there if he could have. Instead, he's going to put down a tent, which is an annoying thing for him to do. He's also going to score an abominable number of points. Holy crow. I'm a little worried that Alfred's going to end up at like 600 this game. That feels potentially doable to me. So we have to move 4 spaces in order to make it to the spot that lets us flip this over. Or we need 3 island movement. But it's worth noting that if our 3 island movement is all at once, then we don't get to sample the reptile here, which I think would be an error. So really, I would like to move 1 and then 2. That is not trivial. And these correspondence envelopes are arranged pretty badly for it. All right, well, the rightmost book is not currently... Yeah, the rightmost book is not currently played in, so maybe I should just play in it. And I'm looking at this space and thinking, I opened this up and we have the ability to do it. Maybe I should just do it. But the more I look at it, the more I kind of want to just play the purple guy in the yellow spot, because I'm thinking that I really wanted to unlock a distinction, right? Start getting the extra value. And you could play in the yellow spot. Yeah, no, I think I'm going to stick to the plan, actually. Let's go ahead and do it this way. So, let's get some seals. I'm pretty sure that we want to add a blue seal to you. Wait, sorry. I should do that with the action that's discounted. Okay, and now we can blue seal this guy for free. Worth noting, this crew card doesn't actually want any blue seals. But if we want to put the green seal that it does want on there, we do have to pay a coin, and that's a significant coin. It takes us from play on an open book to not play on an open book. Or, play on an already occupied book, I mean. So we'd have to take a money-making action in between. But we have the people for that. And maybe we, in fact... Yeah, you know what? I think that's actually fine. Let's go ahead and place this so that we have somebody who has a green seal. Yeah, and then honestly, my thinking is, oh, this museum is looking really rough. My thinking is we use the purple seal worker to go make money somehow. And then I used this one to play 3 stamps. Or if I were to use the purple seal worker to... Well, I don't have the money to play in a book right now. Right. That's... You have to go get money so that we can play in books. And that's going to be... There's a blue specimen not too distantly in our future, I suppose. But I kind of think maybe it's just get 3 points again. Like, this is something we're kind of close to. No, you know what? Go get the 2 money. We're going to take this thing and we're going to put it into a spot that we don't need soon. So like here or there. Museum's tough. The museum's going to be a tough one this game. I feel like we really let him get out to a well, I mean, it's only 8 spaces up, though. Yeah, all right. I'm going to put it here. Maybe that's wrong. No, hold on. I'm going to put it here. Like, the absolute best case scenario for this is that it's worth 6 points, right? And would, like if we lose the game by 1 point because I did this, then, I'll take the time to feel silly about it then. But the odds are decent that the 5 points will be worth more than the other placement. Okay, and then we are taking our worker with distinction and playing one of these books. I don't think this one is the right play. We could move our boat 3 spaces forward. 1, 2, 3. And then we're getting 1 space from this, which is pretty fun. Yeah, so that would allow us to complete an objective. Maybe I do just want to take the boat. If we take the stamps instead, then we can get... If we take the stamps instead, we have an empty stamp stack. And then when we move forward 1 space off of this, we'll get the reptile finished, and so we will complete an objective. If we go 3 spaces forward with the ship, we'll land here and complete an objective when we place our tent. So in either case, we're going to score on this on the Beagle goal for this round exactly once. I don't think there's a way for us to get both. No, I don't think so. Because we need 4 movement. Yeah. All right. Well, let's. So I think let's go ahead and do the stamp since we're gonna get a completion either way. I think let us. Sorry, I'm just like looking at the spaces. Like, what are we gonna play it down on? What's the benefit we're gonna get? I don't think I intend to move this far on this island. So flipping this thing over onto research a specimen on an island with your explorer on it to get the blue to flip this over too actually lets us score the beagle goal twice this round. That's pretty fun. So I think we want to do this then. We do want to place the stamps. So we're going to place 2 stamps from here and probably 1 from movement, right? Although obviously, like, this is a very useful thing as well. Now, you know what? I'm going to take it from there. And we're going to put 3 down on... Again, these are processing in a really awkward order. If we put 3 down on move 2 spaces here, and we just don't sample the specimen, then we could move 2 and then move 1. And I guess we do get to place a tent as well, actually. Yeah, actually, this lets us do a lot of scoring, I think. So we just move all the way forward to where the beagle's at. All right, our explorer moves 2 spaces. We skip this guy. Hopefully that's not deeply foolish. Feels pretty foolish. Oh, right. No, I need to stop there to have the reptile. Okay, so I don't get to do everything. That's fine. We'll just do it. All right, so that scores us that. We take this, sample a blue specimen, and that accomplishes this. And an upshot of that now as well is that we have 2 undelivered specimens that we can make a decent museum drop, which will be some good value. So our boat moves forward the 1 space it can move forward. Our explorer here could move forward onto 4 points. Remember, there are no objectives to take, or 2 coins and a temp thing. Or we could move this explorer up and just gain 4 coins. I think actually I like this for this position, because I kind of would like to hit that tent, you know? All right, so that means we have 2 completed objectives and we're in the same area as the beagle. That's a pretty good beagle score. All right, that's an awful lot of green. And Alfred is doing boat stuff first. Okay, so Alfred actually has not placed any stamps, which is pretty unusual, but you know, these things can happen. So if we see this action fire, it will definitely put the Explorer on the third island, although honestly, at this rate, he'll probably just get over there with his boat. Probably not even a thing to think about. Okay, so let us now consider our fate. We have 5 coins, and I'm glad I took the money. We have, at some point during the turn, the ability to make a delivery that's going to earn us. So when we put this down, we'll gain 2 coins, pay those +1 more to put down this thing, and we'll get the coin back. So a double delivery is money neutral for us, but at the same time, it does gain us 9 spaces on the book track. So overall, a pretty strong action. But we do need to make sure that we have a coin at least when we perform it, because we won't be able to afford to put down the second box if we don't. There's not really a good way for me to get a flower, so I'm unlikely to be able to beat him to delivering the bottom row for the bonus coin. That's a shame, but it is what it is. So we have the money to play a lens. We could play a lens and then do the delivery thing, and then we would have to probably pay money somewhere else. We could just play the double red action. And I guess the benefit of that is it probably, if we play the double red action right now, we use the 1 coin discount to take this and put it there. We pay 2 of our 5 coins, and we get a lens down. And then we're going to have to pay at least 1 coin on whatever it is we open up next. Probably like yellow here, right? Maybe. It might be better to just get a third red going. So if we were to do that, what is the lens action we would take? We have four boot available. I believe you can't place a lens on one of the 5 coin spaces unless the 4 coin space above it is full on these main actions. I think that's the case. But we could move the boat forward some, although honestly the thing I want to do most is move the boat 1. I don't know. Maybe we do just do this to open up this action and just like place a hell of a lot of seals right now. The thing is, we don't have a huge amount of money. So if we did this, and we can make that boat move in a way that makes us some money. What's our current victory points at? 16. So we don't quite have the points end of this. I almost did the thing there. I was looking at the cubes here and being like, well, we do have 2 yellow specimens already, but right, those are Alfred's cubes. This one. Nope, we don't have that one either. We're pretty far away from a green specimen, actually. These objective tiles are not very good for us. So maybe this tent is just not worth doing. Take 4 and go 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, except I think we can't do that. I think we don't boat that hard. But if we put the boat down, if we put the lens down here, yeah, we'd end up right there, which is kind of an unimpressive space. If we took 4 points of boot movement, it would be like this guy to there to place stamps and gain coins, because it would be our second tent, right? No, sorry, that's our first 10. We don't get any bonus on the first 10, but we do get to play stamps. And who doesn't enjoy that? I think I like this idea. I'm just not exactly sure how we're going to benefit from it. So let's go ahead and just calculate this out right now. Fourth blue seal goes down. Let's claim our crew action. And we need to make sure that we have at least one coin left after we're done with whatever it is we're doing here, so that we can afford the other seal placement. So, yeah, okay, you can't place the 5s here. So that's a shame, too, because, like, at this point, 4 boat moves is way better than 3 boat moves. It's actually a very significant difference. 3 stamps lets us place another seal. Which is pretty fun. We'd probably put them here, right? Because this turns out to be a really good space. At some point, I should probably like earn victory points. Victory points are also a good space. And emptying the stamp stack is definitely valuable. So we're getting 2 more stamps. I could use this to get another silver distinction, which is probably the way I should use it, right? If we go here and we buy the yellow seal for you with our 1 coin discount and a green seal for you with the 2 coin discount, then we've got you almost completed, and also then we have 2 workers with silver distinctions left to play this turn. I think that feels like the right play. So in order to do that, I need to either do this action or do that action. So we're not looking at moving on the map right now. We can get there by playing stamps, or we can get there by buying more seals. I'm a little worried about where our money ends up if I buy even more seals. I think I'm going to do this because we will also have the double yellow person available for this then. And I do want to place more seals. So we are going to place 3 stamps. As much as I like move stuff forward a little bit, maybe I should just put them down on get points. Especially since I'm kind of thinking of playing this action again later in the turn. If that's true, then it doesn't really matter where I put them, right? So I guess points. Okay. Then we use our 2 coin discount seal purchase to put a green into this slot from that, and then we use our remaining normal value purchase to put this yellow into that slot. And next round we have another yellow sliding up. It's still going to be expensive, but we'll figure it out. Overall, I think that's very strong. Okay, Alfred's going to place a lens. Okay, so the blue action gets extended anyway. All right, now I don't currently have the coins to play Distinction Worker in stamp space, so you are going to go get me some money. And unfortunately, I don't think either of these is very good, but we're certainly closer to finishing the silver. Two yellow specimens, I guess it's not undoable. There's still 2 yellow specimens that are like forward, things that still need to be delivered. But this would be sitting for a while. Whereas this one we will accomplish as soon as we start the 3rd island. It is, I mean, it's tough. I think it's legitimately tough because we do need more of the gold rewards. I'm gonna take the gold one. I'm gonna play here. I'm gonna take the gold one. Into the reserve. Okay. So Alfred zooms ahead. And at this point, we probably want to make our delivery, right? As much as I don't really want to make my delivery with workers who have distinctions, he just got one of the things. Like, when he makes his delivery, he's going to kill us on that. So, am I more likely to want to play the green or the blue action? I guess this leaves the possibility of playing the yellow action open, and that is certainly a thing I was thinking. So you know what? You are going to go deliver. Okay. So we do this, gain some coins, then we pay 3 coins to do this. Okay. 9 book track is not too bad for the first delivery. And the special action book is actually still available and free, but this worker can't play any of the actions in it, so never mind. Okay, so we are allowed to walk up to 3 steps or drop up to... Oh, well, this would put down the entire 4-stamp stack, right? No, we definitely want to do that, right? That's all of the good things. So let's take all 4 of our stamps here, place them on this. And then that lets us move somebody 2 spaces. And I think I'm just going for the bird. Right, I could move you to bonus token. We could come up here and play a tent. At this moment, I don't have any money, so I wouldn't be able to do any of the fun stuff. Oh, right, bird's worth 6 points. Yes, we take the bird. Gotta remember the beagle goals. Or rather, that bird is our first bird, right? No, it is the second. Okay, so we were already absorbing the -3. And sadly, we are still going to be behind. But yeah, that's not bad overall. Okay. So, one of our explorers gets to move 2 spaces. I can grab a seal for free. Oh, that's interesting. So grab a seal for free would let us drop a tent anywhere on the map. One of the tent locations gains us 3 coins when we play it. So we could drop it, we could go here, gain a seal, gain a yellow seal onto this space for free, making this worker even better. Then place our topmost tent onto this space with our last coin, gaining 3 coins and no objectives, sadly, because there aren't any. But completing this goal, and then we could use the 3 coins that we earn from that to put it here and purple seal somebody. And to be perfectly honest with you, I think that's probably purple seal one of the 5s. Probably this one, because that gives us access to 3 of 2 different colors. Well, I guess we already have access to 3 yellows. But in any case, that earns us a lot of points and also gives us a really powerful worker and also accomplishes a bunch of goals. Yeah, I think I like that a bunch. So, you are going to here. It does not leave us with a lot of money at the beginning of the round. I will say that. If we were instead to just stop here, I can still get to where I'm going with the one step from this. If I don't do something like that, then the one step is either like step onto a bird we already sampled, or step onto a lizard that we don't care about. Stepping onto the lizard we don't care about does accomplish a goal. It actually is relevant. All right, we're sticking to the big plan. So, yellow seal here. Flip you for tent. Place tent. Is this the best way to do this? None of the other tents will let us take advantage of the flipped goal, of the flipped objective tile, as well as this one does. So I think I'm going to stick with this. All right, so 3 money. Cash in this objective right here. And where do we want to put the purple? I do want to cap somebody out. So the question is, I guess one thing that's cool about this is that it gives us double yellow on, at least double yellow on 2 different workers for playing this action. Although continuing to distribute stamps at this point is like, it's less attractive. This would give us potentially triple green. And it lets us play the double green space with gold distinction. Okay, I like that. That's really good. And then, we cannot take an objective, for there is no objective to take. Cool. Then we just gain 4 points. Hooray. Putting us over 20, so that when we do this, it earns us this objective. Okay. We still have 2 full rounds to go, right? I think I'm going to take a reduction in the diary payment cost. At this point, payment is established. You all know what it means. Obviously, there's no point in moving up here, so we'll just continue to sail forward and still, sadly, lose 3 points. Earning only 9 victory points from the Beagle. Alfred is at 63. But Alfred does tend to get a lot more points during the game than we do. Can't be too heartbroken about this. Okay, and then he delivered right after, so yeah, it's a good thing we took that. Prevented him from getting all of those extra book moves. And we are absolutely actually all the way broke. So if we move to here, obviously, like that's gaining some points and also gaining some coins. And 4 coins at this point is enough to play in 2 loaded books. So how many blue seals do we have on you? None. Okay, so you would have to play here, and it would be 3 movement. I mean, we don't have to play one of our fancy workers now. We could just use this guy to do the double blue. No, sorry, we couldn't. I need to move at least 3 spaces. So you played here, we'll get the job done. You played here, or in either of them, we'll get the job done because it's the distinction that matters. Is it better to give Alfred the coin? It's probably better to keep Alfred from moving the extra space. Right? That makes sense. It is a little bit of a shame to use the silver distinction and not actually get the benefit of the bonus movement, but we desperately need to stop here. It's really bad, actually. Yeah, I'm gonna play this so that he can't. You can have the coin, you monster. I wouldn't be able to play this tent anyway because we don't have a money. If we did, this tent is, as our second tent is cash positive, but whatever. It's fine. 4 coins, 4 coins, and crossing a scoring threshold is fine. And it means that if we make future boat moves this turn, we can play tents, which is obviously to some benefit. First of all, we're on the +2 money tent, and secondly, this is the round where the tent scoring occurs. We're not too far off of being able to do this tent as well on the first island, which is not like super great, but it's nice to get some more stamps established. Make sure that we're taking green moves on both correspondence envelopes. So, as far as the museum goes, what is undelivered is the red flower that Alfred will never bother to take. And actually, I probably could have thought about that and taken this with the objective that lets you sample a specimen on an island with your own explorer, but like, I don't know, it made sense to get bird. I think it made sense to take the bird. So that one probably doesn't get filled. And in that case, these are the only 2 that are left. That's interesting. Okay, now we have a little bit of money to work with. I don't think it's super good to play this action. At this point, I would rather just move our boat forward. We could grab a lens. Yeah, we could play a lens onto something that eats up basically all of our money. It would actually eat up all of our money. But it would also give us 2 money when we play it because of the distinctions. It feels to me like it's got to be one of these things, though. So if we did choose to play you here, we pay 3 coins, you get to move 3 spaces and take an extra thing. You go 1, 2, 3. Dump this here. It's not super compelling, is it? It's not all that much better than just moving up this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces to hit both of those tents. That seems somewhat unlikely. But if we played this guy here, we would get 4 spaces with an extra stop. So we'd be like 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the one point of movement from either of these things would allow us to drop another tent before the end of the turn. And that's a tent that's actually relevant, moving our boat forward. So maybe that's pretty good. Maybe that's pretty okay. That's not a play that's very time limited, though. I guess there really aren't time limited plays anymore. The 2 books that we care about are already played in. The only thing where Alfred's the only thing that's contentious that's left is this is playing the small diary to place a lens, which I don't think we are going to do. Alfred's book track lead on us is 5 right now. I'm kind of thinking we're not going to finish Hugh, but who knows? Maybe it ends up being worth it. Alright, I think I am, in fact, going to just do this now. Because I don't think I'm going to play a lens. And I want to kind of get a better idea of... Oh, well, you know what else is time limited, actually, is objectives. Because Alfred could remove an objective at any time. So we do not have a flower. And we're not going to get a flower very soon. So the silver's tough. 3/10 is a lot. We're building in that direction. I could send purple guy to go get an objective. Making sure that we get the objective that we want. Getting 2 money. Place the tent. Almost place a tent. Like, we would finish this at the end of the round. That's not bad. I do want that. Do we send... I guess I may as well send double red guy because the double red space is already full. So at this point, the double red guy has no advantage over purple guy. So we'll just take you, set you in the reserve here. Okay, want to make sure I get that. Okay, you are doing boat stuff. Placing boats, or placing tents rather. And stamps on, okay. Yep. That's a little bit of a bummer, but it's fine. Okay, so now we're going to do this, I think. Alright, so we're gonna move... Yeah, this makes more sense. I'm looking at it and trying to make sure that I'm not like being silly. But I think it makes sense to do this. Place the tent there. Get 2 coins for placing a tent. Place 2 stamps. All of our stamps are down here. Now the question is, do we go back up to parity on this, or do I... It's the answer's got to be take the first envelope, right? And then I would like to get this. So we're going to move up to here, even though I don't think I particularly need this objective. Maybe we'll get it. I don't know. And if we do, we have a couple of spaces open that are still pretty good. And the space is worth 2 points. Okay, book track movement from Alfred. It's not the worst thing we've ever seen. Okay, and I am actually quite wealthy. So we can play any of the basic actions here, but we also can still play Lens and open up something on one of these lines. What would be sensible to do there? Right now, we are losing 4 points to this marker. If I took the boat movement lens, we could just get our boat up to here. And that's straight up a 4-point gain plus our boats forward for the future. When we're making partial moves here at the end of the turn, we can be making them with this explorer, which I think has a lot of value. Actually, I like that a bunch. I think moving the boat, playing the lens and moving the boat forward makes sense. Placing 4 stamps to deny you 2 points is like, that's not nothing, but I don't think it's nearly as good. It still has that 4-point, the 4-point swing because we gain 2 points and we cost our opponent 2 points. But it doesn't have the other benefits. More seals is pretty good. But I don't... If we took this, I'd have 2 coins left. And I could spend one of them to move... We could spend both of them to move the blue to here. And then the -3 discount gets us a red for free onto that space. And then we might be able to cash you in while also putting you up onto... also being able to put you up onto silver distinction and maybe up into the scoring region. Oh, that's really not terrible. I think I'm gonna stick to the boat. Stick to the boat thing. Because of what it lets us do with our explorer. So we're just gonna charge right ahead. I'm not gonna stop. We can't afford to drop the tent anyway. Okay. So we get to move and explore 2 spaces. I probably am abbreviating this to a 1-space move. Yeah, I think so. So let's just take it here. So we'll drop that, which gives us 2 points of boat movement. We will absolutely stop off at this little island here for cash and book. We will accomplish this objective. I don't think it makes sense necessarily to play this. We have the money for it, but I think, like, we don't know for sure if we're going to get another gold objective. We don't know if the gold objective that comes up will be scoreable. I think I'd rather just put down the 12 points. And then we have, from the tent bonus, 1 more boot or 2 more boat. And my inclination is to go boot and take a specimen, right? Plus 3 points. 3 points is not bad. All right, then you get 4 and I get 2. Then I get another boot and another boat. So boat is very straightforward. Boot is, it's almost certainly just this, right? Just go up on this island. We could place some stamps and take points, but I would like to drop that tent. A tent gives us a reasonable bonus. Gosh, it's a shame we didn't, it's a shame there wasn't a good way to actually hit the tent before the end of the round. Yeah, I think I like this, though. Take the 3 points, and maybe we'll use the token. It's not impossible. We might just turn it into 7 victory points, potentially. Okay. Our final scoring objective for the Beagle is points for lizard specimens, and we do have... that was Alfred's board there. But on our board, we do have 3 of them. Okay, the gold objective was taken from us, so we wouldn't have been able to fill the 12 space. So I'm glad I did that instead of taking a 5th worker that I don't exactly know what we would get out of. I'm sure we'd find a use for it, but... okay, so if we are now 6 points per lizard. The last lizard started in the museum. So this action here is worth 3 points if we want to take it. Or 6 points, rather. And we can do that with anybody. You gotta think that you have better actions available than that, generally, though. It is a shame that this book got played right away, because I think the right book here is definitely disincentivized. This turn, we've already placed all of our important stamps. Stamp benefits are not, they're not nothing, but they're not like critically important. And I don't think I want to pay money for seals at this moment. We could use our temporary... Okay, so one thing that I suppose is kind of interesting is that we could use our temporary seal to allow this worker to play this lens, which gets us another seal purchase and a discount on all of the purchases. So we'd have a -2 and 2 -1s. And we could... Ooh, I was gonna say we could make this happen, but actually there's only a single yellow seal available, and it's in the incredibly expensive position. So that's 2 coins with the -2 discount. Then this is free. And then this would be 3 coins. So this would be 5 coins altogether, even with all the discounts, to get the cash in. And the benefit of that is that it does give us another silver distinction. We haven't played this worker yet. It gives us 3 points. And it gives us 5 moves on the book track, which just about catches us up ahead of the delivery that we're hoping to make this turn. If we make that delivery right now, it is 6 moves on the book track. Oh, sorry. No, we have this one too. I totally spaced. So yeah, we have like a really good delivery. And honestly, we have a really good delivery that we should probably make immediately, because otherwise I'm afraid that he might make it. We can't afford to allow that. So actually, what I should be doing right now is making this delivery. And I think we're going to use this worker for it. Yeah, this is the only thing that makes sense. This has got to be right. Okay, so we do this, which is 5 books and a coin. And then we pay 3 coins to do this, which is 6 books. You have placed your +1 tent. Your +1 multiplier tent. We have not filled our +1 multiplier objective space yet. And I don't really love the 2 objectives that we have that give us the chance to do it. Okay, thanks for the coin, friend. Okay, so the next tent we place would let us put a stamp on here, which is a 4. That's just 4 points by itself. And then also the tent value. So like a big step is pretty good. If we do a gold distinction move right now for at least 3 steps, which we have, we get to drop this tent, get 8 points, and then stop on this thing, which fulfills our primary objective, or our remaining silver objective, and gets us the book multiplier, which is going to end up being worth 5 points. So it was not, in fact, more valuable than this, but it is the most valuable of the options we have remaining. Actually, it's not. That's kind of funny. If we place that tent down, then the place to put this objective will be score that tent a second time. And that would cost us 4 coins in total to do, because we're playing in an occupied book, and then we're spending 2 coins. I like it. I think that's a good play. Is there a chance? Okay. So I'm looking at this as well. We only have 1 worker who can actually do this space, but it would be nice to just cash that thing in for 7 points. Right? So if our turn is like, if our whole round is like, I would love to play this with somebody who has the gold distinction. Right, and it has to be the gold distinction person. So we make a little bit of money, get the gold distinction, make 7 points, and then we don't. You would have to gain a green seal somehow in order for you to do the move that we'd want to do. But that's very accomplishable, right? We just send you to the seal book, place a green seal here, except that costs a buttload of money. Yeah. All right. I think I'm just that's too it's too fancy. I don't think I can quite make all of that work. All right, so are we going to play in this book? Because this book is empty right now. We can do it for free, and then we can do the thing that's going to cost money. So, and we don't know for sure that we'll be able to do thing for free later. Stamps are fine. Seal buying. If we do some seal buying with some discounts, it's a little bit more interesting. But it still puts us in a pretty rough position money-wise. So if we did some seal buying with some discounts, let's say we played you. I guess you can only play the top spot, can't you? That's not very exciting. And I mean, stamps certainly aren't bad. Sorry that I'm getting kind of like hung up here. We have 3 plays left, and I know I want one of them to be this move. And I'm just trying to figure out if there's a way to make good use of our other plays. So if we do this, we're going to pick up a specimen that, when delivered, is worth a coin and 5 books, which does improve our multiplier. And we're going to gain 17 points. And then we'll have 1 person left over and 1 coin. And we really just won't be able to take a move that does anything. There's no version of this where we get to actually complete this objective. So going to get the objective is of 0 value. Gosh, I wish I could move my boat in addition to doing this other stuff. If we use this for the discounted seal instead of for a stamp, the reward on this tent, we get to place a seal from the top row into this valuable space. At a cost of only 1 coin. 1 coin, unfortunately, is like a critical difference, because it means that we won't be able to... Yeah, if we spend 1 coin on this during the action... No, we just won't have 1 coin, right? Because we'll be out of money at the moment we put the tent down. Yeah, that's pretty rough. Oh, right, our third person can go copy the reptile. That's like a reasonable... That's something. Okay, fine. So, gold distinction here for 3 movement. Stop here. Drop the tent. Take 1 stamp. Put it there. And then finish movement over here. And that completes this objective, which we use to rescore our tent. We could gain 3 coins. We could place 2 stamps. It feels like get 8 points is the winner on that one, right? That's got to be fairly uncontroversial. Alfred's going to place a lens. Yeah, okay, that's pretty good. That was going to happen no matter what. We don't really have to process that as like a thing. So somebody is now going to go and deliver our thing, and then somebody else is going to go and get a research token for this reptile. Yeah, I was willing to work like really hard to try to get 7 points going. This play is just worth 6 points. That's totally fine. All right, so you go here, drop this off, book multiplier plus coin. The coin is not going to end up meaning anything because we don't even have a full victory point worth of resources here. Okay, Alfred gets some book modifier right at the end, but we're still 1 up on him even with him having the bonus from his board. And then you are going to go and do this action, which I don't think I've ever done before. Okay, correspondence rewards for Alfred. Unfortunately, that is enough. Ooh, that's 12 points and enough book movement to catch him up on this track. Now we get to move and explore 1 space. One of these gives 5 points, and the others don't give 5 points. Pretty tough call there. There are no objectives left to take. Then we each get 4. Then I get to boat and boot. Boat 1 is not really worth anything, unfortunately. Boot 1 is... there's a victory point value on that space. Oh, sorry. Yeah, we would skip right over and we'd go straight to the 6. I'll take 6 points. That seems fine. 15 points for Alfred, 19 points for us, because we didn't cross the threshold, sadly. We managed to tie Alfred on the tie Alfred on the big track there, and that results in actually like a healthy victory for us. We did a decent amount of scoring on these. I had been I realized at the end of the last game, I had been misunderstanding how these score. I thought this was 3 points if you get to this space, if you get to the 5th column, or 7 points in total for that worker if you get to the 6th column. But in fact, it is 3 points for this space plus 7 for this space, making the worker worth 10 if you made it all the way to the 6th column, which is pretty fantastic. So that's why we got 13 for that. Yeah, and then just like a lot of victory points on the board. Getting to play the 8-point tent twice was phenomenal. And in fact, this victory, this objective right here being worth 8 plus 1, that's our entire margin of victory right there. I have to say, I'm pretty pleased with that. I definitely was kind of getting mired a little bit, slow playing a little at the end, but in the end, I'm pretty happy with my play, and we managed to push through this higher difficulty Alfred, which I'm pretty proud of. There is 1 more difficulty level left. I reckon let's do it. I was gonna play 4 episodes. We're taking it to 5. That's gonna be it for us for today, and thank you all so much for watching. When you come back next time, we are moving up to the most expert Alfred robot they have to offer. And we shall just see if we can win another one by the skin of our teeth. And we'll see you then.